3,
Useless.
2,
Syphilis.
1.
Oh. Sorry.
I wish we had that on a thing. Can we use that? Oh no, you don't want to be disgusting. Does it smell?
No, it doesn't even smell.
Why are you smelling the mic, bro? Welcome back, guys, to episode 44. 44, should I pronounce my T's? 44 of the Sweet Science Podcast with your boy, Fat Mouse. Who else we got in here?
I'm Cash with a K. Let's see.
Wow. Guys. Oh, I'm parched. Bear with me a moment, please.
I wonder why. I wonder why you're parched.
So, as I mentioned last week, yeah, this is the first Sunday. We record on Sundays. We drop the episode on Tuesday. This is the first podcast episode where, you know, we're in the month of Ramadan, yeah? So we fast throughout the day. The time is now 9:20.
PM.
9:20 p.m. Started eating and drinking again. We resumed eating and drinking again an hour and 20 minutes ago, thereabouts, yeah? About 8 o'clock at night. And personally, I find it very, very easy. Mentally strong, me, when I know I have to be, and I'm mentally weak when I don't need to be strong. Does that make sense? So I believe I've got very weak, like I've got very poor discipline. When food is around me, I need to eat it. Yeah? But if I know I can't eat it because I'm fasting, I don't even get hungry. I genuinely don't get hungry. A lot of people are like, oh, don't you find it difficult? You can't even drink water. You know the bait one. Not even water. Not even water. But there's some hacks I've got for you guys, isn't it? So whoever is observing these fasts or observing the month of Ramadan, I've got a couple of hacks for you. And for those of you that don't know too much about it, as a Muslim, we refrain from eating, drinking, and various other things. But physically, eating and drinking from sunrise, so generally about 4:45 in the morning, to sunset. So at the moment, that's about 8:03 to be precise today. Yeah, over. You know, it's about 21 hours or something like that. 20 hours. It doesn't matter, neither here nor there. Yeah? It's about 21 hours. And a lot of people find it flabbergasting. How do you do it? How is it like, isn't that fair? That's not fair. Why you got to do that? That's not good for your body. Now, let me tell you a few things. It's all about preparation. It is all about preparation. So hydration, because if anything, I might not get hungry, but I do get thirsty at times, innit? Bear in mind, I wake up in the morning and I train generally in the morning or in the afternoon. So I still got the rest of the day without any water, but I've stayed hydrated. This is my 1.5 litre bottle of water. I've already had another 1.5 before this at home, and I will have another 2 probably of these, all right? It could be tap water. It doesn't have to be this bottle. Hack for you guys, yeah? Add sea salt to your water. Obviously, it doesn't taste pleasant, so dilute it. We'll put some squash in there or something like that. And you will have essentially like an electrolyte replenishing juice or drink, which keeps you hydrated for much, much longer. Like I said, I train while I'm fasting, and I have still about 10 hours until I eat or drink, okay? So sea salt, crack some of that in if you get it in a bottle, you know, do that thing to it. And or in a teaspoon and pour it into the bottle. I've got my protein bottle, so that's calm. But there are so many benefits to fasting. So many benefits. People say, "Why do you fast?" We've just been told to. We have been told to do so. This is what we believe as Muslims. We've been told to do so, and we hear and obey. Right? So, but there's always, like, I can't say, "Oh, it's so that we can feel, the suffering of the needy." But we do feel the suffering of the needy. Doesn't mean that's not why we do it. It's not because it teaches you discipline, but it does teach you discipline. Do you see what I'm trying to say? These are what they're called? They're like byproducts, if you like, right? And yes, 100% it's a very cleansing month, both physically and for me, spiritually, right? Physically, though, I'll talk you through some benefits, right? When you're not eating throughout the day, your body is no longer expending energy on digestion, yeah? So if you're not digesting food, you're not using your body, it costs your body energy to digest food. When it's not doing that, it's focusing on cell repair, yeah? Injuries, little pain here and there, little scratches, cuts, everything. Your body now focuses on that. The white blood cells get to work, and they work with less fatigue, and they don't need to worry about, oh, you got to digest, you're going to feel, you're going to have less energy to do other things. You can really tired, focus on that. Yeah? So that's really good. It improves mental focus, no doubt. It can, check this out, yeah? I did a little bit of research, but it can prevent neurodegenerative diseases, okay? So anything relating to the brain. It helps repair your brain. Imagine that. Repair your brain and prolong its health, okay? Anti-aging, I'm not talking about your skin. I'm talking about it delays the effects of aging. So as you get older, again, Alzheimer's, for example, or a whole bunch of other things. It doesn't look like that's going to be very loud, man. Sorry, just looking at the sound waves. I'll come a bit closer. But yeah, generally speaking, there's so many benefits. Your blood sugar levels get regulated and improved. Your blood pressure gets regulated and improved. Obviously, if you are like myself, trying to shed some of that weight, you're only having one meal. But that meal can be as much or as little as you want. Okay, so far I have not eaten anything. I've had my water. I've had the 1.5 litres I had before that had my vitamins in there. So it's vitamin water. I had a strong coffee because I'm going to be up late editing. Yeah. And I'm having this water again now. So far, just hydration, no food. I'm not hungry, but I am excited for the dessert review, right? I'm excited to eat. So you can dictate how much you want or you don't want. And if you could, sorry.
I was going to ask you. Sorry, you're going to continue. I was going to ask you a question.
One point I want to mention.
Yeah, go on.
No, ask the question.
Oh, it's gonna relate to training, basically.
Okay.
A lot of people, for example, people who don't know anything about fasting or how it can affect your body in a positive way, always ask me or say to me, oh, I'm going to lose gains. It's going to affect me in the gym. I'm going to lose muscle mass. Tell them about sort of what you know. All right. And what it does for your body.
Let me just cover my
last point. No doubtly, it can affect you.
It does affect you, but it can be better or worse. It depends on how you view it and how you tackle it. Okay? I'm going to mention one more point quickly because it kind of ties in.
Yeah.
Another benefit of fasting. So I mentioned the benefits of weight loss with fasting. Now let's look at the other one. So if you're trying to, not weight gain, but if you're trying to gain muscle, your body can increase GH secretion. Okay? GH is the growth hormone, naturally produced human growth hormone. Yeah? So if you're now trying to gain muscle, trying to maintain that muscle mass, fasting with an eating window can increase your GH secretion. Okay, so how your body produces it and essentially just secretes it. Yeah, I don't know another word for that. Like gives it out, gives it off, delivers it. You get me? So if you're trying to get wham, as long as you're eating your calorie allowance, so let's just say you want a surplus, as long as you're eating your maintenance plus 20% or whatever, you're absolutely fine. Maintenance is how much you need to just stay as you are throughout the day. If you eat right in that window, you have no issues. Okay? Training can be any time of the day, really. But for some people, nah, I've got to get in my training whilst I've just eaten. Otherwise, I'm going to be catabolic. That's not necessarily true. But you can say, khalas, all right, cool, no worries. I've just eaten my nighttime, so suhoor, which is your nighttime meal, your morning meal. So just before we start fasting, okay, you can have your meal, and it can be as big or small as you want. Let's just say after that you have a couple of hours sleep, as you would wait before you train anyway. Then you train, but make sure you have a big protein heavy meal if that's what you're after, or just a big meal to fuel your days to avoid hunger. If you're not training, if you just want to remain not so hungry.
I was gonna say as well, like, remember the GSP podcast he did with Joe Rogan? I don't know if you remember. He speaks about intermittent fasting.
Yeah, intermittent fasting.
A lot of athletes now use intermittent fasting. Obviously, it's not the same because you can still drink water, etc. in between. But the whole aspect of the fast itself builds discipline, and it's very, very good, especially for combat athletes who are trying to cut weight or make specific weight limits. For them, it's essentially a limited window of eating. Instead of having your meals spread out throughout the day, I'm not eating during this time and this time. So it makes it a little easier for you to know exactly what you're going to have and how much you're going to have. It's, because during the day, for example, if you have a snack here, snack there, a banana here, a couple shakes here, sometimes you can, unless you're not noting it down, you lose track. Whereas if you're having 2 meals throughout 24 hours, you should, all in all, really know exactly what your body's consuming.
It's just about preparation. You get me? It's just about preparation. I did want to add though, so training, you can try the optimum times to train. I can't even talk. Optimum times to train during the fasting window are straight after you've eaten. So once you've just started fasting, 2 hours later, so to allow for digestion, or just before you eat, just before you open the fast again. So before you break the fast and resume your eating window or enter your eating window, train. And you can train as hard as you want. For me, I prefer to train in the morning because I still have energy. At night, yes, you just feel a little bit more lethargic, and it does catch up. After 20 or 19 hours of fasting, it catches up.
Me personally, so because my timetable is different now, because of all sorts of different reasons, obviously we train earlier now. Than
how have you found that?
Just as fine. Because beforehand anyway, when I was doing intermittent fasting, before when I was in better shape than I am now, I would train empty stomach anyway, first thing as soon as I get up.
Precisely.
The other time I would train is, again, like Mal said, just before I eat, just before I open my fast. I find that just as easy or just as good, essentially, because I know after this session, it's a mental thing more so than a physical thing. But I know I am going home or going out to eat wherever to replenish the body.
Yep.
So I will put myself through that grueling, tough session, knowing that as soon as I am done, I'm having a date, I'm having a shake, and then I can eat whatever I want, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I preferred that, but obviously, depending, most gyms are busy that time anyway. So
to find what works for you as well. Do you know what I mean? Gyms are pretty damn quiet now since lockdown has been restricted. The gyms
a session is better than no session.
Absolutely, and just to find out what works for you. And to be honest, there's no right or wrong. As long as there's no right or wrong with the training part, as long as you are staying fueled. So in that window, you have to make sure you eat enough. A lot of people. So for me, it's not difficult to eat to meet my requirements, my eating requirements, because I like eating. Some people might find that difficult. That's different. Then I would say that's when you start to use mass gainers and meal replacements, because you need to consume those calories in order. You have to have them. Otherwise, you will start to lose
it's a good
weight.
point you mentioned, because I know a lot of people who in the morning, for suhoor time, they don't like eating.
Yeah,
People
I don't
can't
eat that time, but I have a huge meal when I break my fast.
Yeah.
I have a huge meal. Again, it's very salad and meat heavy. I'm tailoring what I eat. So it's a massive 4-person salad, which is just actual vegetables, and then a little bit, and then some meat. So I'm getting my protein. But I'm avoiding carbs for every day except for today. So yeah, I find it very easy, but it just depends. Some people don't like eating. I don't have that problem, so I can't really help you. But a mass gainer, a meal replacement. So no, have your food, then you can just sip a meal replacement throughout the day or throughout the night, once or twice even, to meet your calories. You know your calories or your macro intake better than I do. You just hit the targets. As simple as that. Anyway, please, without further ado.
Brilliant. Just before we start though, we are the Sweet Science Media. This is the Sweet Science Podcast. Make sure you do subscribe, hit the big red button, comment, like, and share it.
Like it,
share it.
I hope that bro science, little 15-minute segment was useful. It really is. Let us know how you found it. Give it a go. Try and implement some of these things and just understand it a bit more. For those of you who are fast, and again, for those of you who don't, I hope that kind of allowed you to understand a little bit more. It's not, oh, you can't drink water. How do you feel? That's not fair. Well, it's very fair. I'm absolutely fine. I don't know if you are not, if you're physically unfit to fast, then you don't need to fast. You get me? There is an alternative for people who it will damage if they do fast, or who will feel further sick or further ill if they do fast. Yep. Okay? Both my parents are unwell. They do not fast. You get me? There are people that I know physically fit, but they are exempt from fasting because they, for example, diabetics, because you need to maintain your sugar levels, right? So you cannot fast. They don't need to fast. But for those who are physically able to, they do it. And very few people complain. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm so hungry. Mentally, we're used to eating in the morning, used to eating in the afternoon and having another meal. Again, it's just once you tell yourself you can't eat, for most people, it's quite easy. Some people, obviously, they do struggle. Everybody's got a different, my struggle is waking up in the morning waking up at 4:30, at all to drink and do my little nightly routine. You get me? Mm-hmm. What are you saying?
No, I was just going to say, literally, if you did enjoy it and you want to hear more, don't forget we're not just foodies or dessert destroyers. Especially Mouse anyway, he's got a lot of experience and knowledge in this kind of field. So if there's any specific questions you want to ask, hit us in the DMs on the Instagram at the Sweet Science Media, or drop a comment down below.
Thanks for that. I don't like to propagate, I know this and I know that, because I don't claim to. But I'm about to claim that I do.
Anyone
have a
who
fair
knows
amount
you personally knows that you do, but we just don't talk about it much on the pod because it's just either dessert or we're talking about people punching or caving.
And because I'm really good at telling people what to do, but sometimes I'm not as good as implementing that on myself or enforcing it on myself. That's the thing. Anyway, guys, without further ado, please. That's my asthma. Asthma, again, from these allergies. Otherwise, when I take this, I feel calm. Hay fever-induced asthma. That's it. Yes. Anyway, or allergy-induced asthma, to be precise. Guys, I'm becoming more and more organized with this, right? We've got a timetable of who we're ordering, or a schedule of what we're ordering and from whom next each week. So we've already ordered next week's dessert.
We've got months in advance now. He's
done
a madness.
We've got so much, but it's because I go through Instagram and I'm just like, I cannot not get these. I will lose them. Let me note them down.
Yeah, exactly. Okay? We learned from our lessons.
Absolutely. So I've got this. The camera, the mic drops when it's not leaning on this box, right? So hold that for a second, please. So this is B's Cookie Club. B like B-double-E. A bit like D-double-E, but more with a B, yeah? B for Bravo.
More with a B.
So this came through the post to yesterday, actually, yeah?
Read that. What does it say? It says fragile.
Fragile, with some love hearts on it. Now, I'm going to do this. I do want to do a quick boomerang for this lady because I like it. It's come through and everything is just packed away neatly. So bear with me a moment while I unpack this, yeah? Oh, my days. Okay, so I wasn't expecting it to look like that.
B's Cookie Club. Brooke. Shout out Brooke.
We're going to take pictures of these, right? Cool. So you got Cash. You ordered, I think we both ordered Kinder. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we did.
We might have both ordered. No, we didn't. That's Kinder's yours. So we've ordered 6 cookies. Don't watch me, blood. This is the dime one. So there's 2 here. Okay, 2 dime ones, one each.
Both
yeah.
Dime, yeah.
Yep.
Stank.
This would be
Reese's.
Reese's. That's how did you know, bruv?
It says it there.
Oh, what an idiot. Reese's. Oi, crispy M&Ms, guys. If you have not tried crispy M&Ms, I was a peanut M&M guy. Yeah, and I still am.
Crispy's the best. But
crispy M&Ms are sensational, bruv. Are you crazy? What's this, bruv?
Are you crispy?
Oh, cream egg. This was for me the dark horse. Yeah, this was like the curveball. Cream egg cookie. These are all cookies, by the way. I don't like cream egg. It's butters. It's weird inside. It's yellowy, white, weirdness inside.
It looks like an egg.
But yeah, I know. But like,
it's not that bad.
The
I
flavor
like
is
it.
very, very like overpowering. It's just sugar. But I cannot wait to try this thing. Okay, I might even bang this one first. So we're having all 3 on pod. I am anyway. I don't know about you. I have not eaten, so my appetite is there. Okay, let me just replace this back here.
Are you gonna review which one?
Give me the card. I'm gonna quickly boomerang that. I'm gonna review my favorite. Shall we both review our favorite because we're having different ones? Yeah. Shall we boomerang this thing or it's long, innit? It's long, bro.
Go on.
Yeah, we'll just do it for her anyway. All right. Give me the card.
Slap the card in the middle.
Real quick.
Thank you, Brooke.
Is that her name? How do you know that's? Yeah, she did very well. I'm not gonna lie.
It's on the card.
Oh, that's just.
And I think when I paid via PayPal, it gives the real person's name.
Oh no way.
So guys, if you're trying to hide, then
don't hide from us because PayPal's gonna find you.
It's going down.
Okay, it's finally time.
Guys, the cookies are fat, juicy, crispy.
What's her name? At what? B's Cookie Club or something like that. B's Cookie Club. Yeah, for real.
I think I'm going to review. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm going to review Dime.
Is it? You've already decided?
Dime.
Oh, then I'm not going to review Dime. I'm going to review something else. Just
crispy,
so that...
Crispy M&M.
Okay, cool.
Or creme. Go creme egg.
Creme egg? Blood cream egg. Where the hell did you get creme egg from?
It's creme, innit? Creme
bruv. Don't even...
All right. I think you should review creme egg.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Because it's a bit different.
It is a bit different still. Okay. So what, is that the one we start with, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm actually so excited for this.
Hit the thumbs up button if you like Dime.
Guys, if you like Dime, hit the thumbs up button. If you like cream egg, hit the thumbs up button. Just tell us in the notes, in the comments, what you would prefer to have. Oh yeah, take a couple pictures, blood. Yeah, do that one in my hand. Whoa, it looks like an egg, bruv. It is. It's quite eggy. That looks dang. Here, grab that one. Guys, it looks small because I've got a big hand, yeah? But trust me, it's not that small. I've just got a large, huge hand. Bruv, this looks like a little doo-doo, bruv.
Put it there, put it there.
Can we eat, please?
Sorry. Let me get a nice little picture.
You don't want my hand in it. Alright, say no more. Alright, that does look like.
There we
Oh,
go.
shall we do this? Wait. I'm going to do this. Take a picture. They need to be warmed, but it's cool.
Oh,
Guys, look at the cross section. That's actually not terribly bad, you know. Yeah, put that one up, blood. I can't wait to put that on. We're going to show them in the picture. Guys, these cookies are going to be phenomenal. Yeah? So, I'm just going to go for it.
what a shame. I thought mine were going to have some stuff in the middle.
Can I just say, the actual cookie is so intense. It's a very good flavor. Wow. It's almost like a brownie, but a cookie.
I love Dime. I love Dime.
I love food. Okay.
Appearance? I like this.
It does look sick. Yeah, they do look good. I mean, we can only judge it on the actual cookie. They're interesting.
I like those.
7 out of 10.
Yep. I agree with that. I'm happy. I'll give it 7 as well. For mine.
Guys, this one, even if you don't like cream egg, this is very freaking good. Oh my gosh.
Freaking.
So the cream egg flavor isn't overpowering at all because the cookie flavor is rich. Blood, this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Can y'all hear that?
This is amazing.
Okay. I'm gonna have my diamond. What's the diamond saying? I'm gonna have my diamond later.
So that one?
No, that's yours.
Little teaser?
No,
Fine, I know it.
I don't care.
Yeah, cool.
Crispy M&M is next. Yeah. See if I can give you a cross section of that. Take a quick picture, please, sir.
No problem, sir.
Real quick. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, get some flash up on it.
My hand slipped.
Pull up. Oh, man. So this is crispy M&M cookie, yeah? I can already tell you I don't think this is going to be as good as a cream egg. I'm not going to lie. Okay?
I'm still on Dime.
Meaty still. Very meaty.
I do think they need to be warm, though. Right, cool. I think...
Without a shadow of a doubt, these would be better warmed, yeah? Regardless, this is, I said meaty, that means mediocre. It's not, it's nothing spectacular. Honestly, the cream egg one was mad. Mad good. Okay.
Review?
Let's do the final reviews just so we can carry on. I'll keep eating this anyway.
All right, cool. Taste? For the Dime? It gets a 7 out of 10.
I didn't really like that.
No, it's nice. It's just it's nice. It's not a bad cookie at all. I like it. I like the texture of it. I think the levels of sweetness is enough. I don't think there's enough chocolate Dime in there. I know she's put them on top.
Yeah.
And I think there's like mushed inside. But again, I like a bit of crunch in it. I always say it. I like a bit of crunch. So if the Dime, there's a few broken pieces inside the actual
I was expecting
cookie.
the actual Dime bar. This is like, the dairy milk with bits of Dime in it? That's what she's made it with.
Yeah, the Dairy Milk Dime.
Bits of Dime bar would have been better. I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie. I'm going to bang that and then that's yours, yeah?
That's yours.
I don't want it, so have it. Or just take
I don't
it
want
yard. Get someone at home.
Cool.
So I'm actually taking Cash's second half of his Dime and we're going to leave that one. And so he's going to go. He's not having what I'm having. I don't know. This guy set me up every single time. But this is what I was talking about. The lack of discipline when I can eat and the Zen-like discipline when I can't eat. Oh my, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go for dime now, anyway. But let me just give you the cream egg, which was my favorite so far, and I said we were gonna review that one anyway. 110%, 10 out of 10.
No way.
10 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. And imagine if it was warm, it would be even better. But that was so good. The cookie was rich and it was double chocolate flavored cookie in it, not chocolate chip cookie. Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about? The dark chocolate, which is double chocolate. That cookie, I wish all these cookies were were double chocolate because they're banging. It was phenomenal. As for the cream egg, it didn't add too much of a dimension, but I can imagine if it was warmed, it would be a little bit more. Unfortunately, we can't warm them just because of the situation we're in, but I'm just giving you the face value review. Okay?
That's nice.
But I genuinely, 100%, 10 out of 10.
Good.
It was very good.
I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. No, mine.
These cookies are not small, by the way.
Yeah, they're quite
They're
thick.
not small.
They're thick
They're
and
big.
big.
But
Pause.
I'm eating them. I make it look easy. I make a lot of things look easy. But this isn't for the faint-hearted. 3 of them anyway. 2.5 really, but 3 cookies. I think 1 would, be sufficient for the average human. Slightly above average. 2 would be like, whoa, that's quite a stretch. I'm not above average. I'm miles beyond all of them.
Superhuman.
Super Saiyan.
Super
But yeah,
Saiyan.
that was really good. Bees Cookie Club. I want to join. I want to join the club. Very well done.
Send us some membership details.
Guys, get the cream egg one, please. Get the cream egg one and let me know how you found it. Honestly, I'm not a fan of cream egg, but I wanted it to be a curveball, and it genuinely did not disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
It did not disappoint. Wow. Cool. I love that.
Fantastico.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad. It's been a long time since we've had a 10 out of 10, I think. But let's see. Onwards and upwards.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of onwards and upwards, we're going to start with a very talked about fight, somewhat polarizing. A lot of people have different opinions on what's going on with it. The whole celebrity boxing, YouTube boxing scene.
Yep.
So this past weekend, we had Jake Paul take on Ben Askren in a boxing match.
Madness. Like, obviously we know about this because it's been spoken about by, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But this was meant to be MMA versus boxing. It was really and truly Olympic wrestling versus amateur level boxing.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I'm not taking away from either of them, but you can't really consider Jake Paul a professional level boxer. Mm-hmm. Yeah? And
in his eyes, he's elite already. Remember?
Mentally, I have to rate his mentality. Although he's a jarring character, mentally, he's very, 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 strong-willed, and he's
sure of himself.
He's got a lot
confident.
of belief, yeah. The fight lasted about 90 seconds. Mm-hmm. Roughly that long, yeah, a minute and a half, something along those lines. Do you want to talk about it, or may I?
Go ahead. No, it's fine. There's not much to talk about.
It's not much, exactly. It's only a minute and a half to talk about. So Ben Askren, a lot of people had Ben Askren winning this fight purely because he is an athlete.
Seasoned veg.
He's a seasoned veg. He's a carrot. No, but he's used to being. He's a competitor. He's used to being under the bright lights. He's used to performing, and really and truly, unfortunately, he's only famous for his knockout loss to Masvidal, which was a record time knockout. It was just 5 seconds, but really unofficially it was like 3. But we forget that he was prior to that unbeaten Olympian. How many circuits was he a champion of? 1, Bellator, and
why have I gone blank?
I think that's it. And
he was
whatever it's called.
but former. I think he was former. Whatever, a former champion.
Just a champion. Just a
MMA
very,
champ.
very good at what he does, which is
been there with
wrestling.
everyone and dominated everyone prior to his UFC career.
Yep.
And then who did he get for his first fight in the UFC? A monster in Robbie Lawler.
Mm-hmm.
Overcame that fight. Got put in a huge predicament. Got put in the worst predicament possible. Landed on the back of your head. Getting punched. Your head caved in by one of the hardest hitters in the division. Survived it, got up, won it. Although may have been a bit controversial. Did he tap? Did he go?
I believe he
was.
Tapped.
He out?
He was gone. He was gone. 100%. I believe.
Regardless, he got the dub.
Doesn't matter. He got the W exactly.
And people were talking about Ben Askren.
They were twerking.
They were twerking about Ben. Yeah, and he was in the public eye. People knew about Ben. Then obviously he fought Masvidal. Masvidal blew him into another dimension with that knee, and it kind of went downhill. He fought Damian Maia after that, lost, and then subsequently retired. Ben was out of the ring. Been on the couch for what, 2 years?
Hip replacement. He's 36 years old. You know, he's no doubt is he over the hill, but he is also a very, like you said, a seasoned fighter, a seasoned athlete. So it's not difficult for him to get back into shape. When he visited
Rogan?
No. Pacquiao's coach.
Oh, Freddie Roach.
Freddie Roach, thank you. When he visited the Wildcard gym for to see Freddie Roach said he came in ready. He was in shape when he came in. He was good to go, and actually he was doing well.
And when we say shape, we don't necessarily mean ripped to shreds, 2% body fat.
That's never his.
That's not shape. Shape isn't considered. That's physique. That's aesthetics. Shape for an athlete, in my opinion, is conditioning. Is your cardio. Is your.
Have you been taking your training seriously?
Your ability to dig deep. In training. And Ben is that guy. He's never looked.
He's never needed to be in that shape because that's not his style. Andrew Ruiz has never needed to be in that style, in that shape, because it's not his style either.
Tyson
Fury's never been chiseled and AJ looking. Do you understand? Not every athlete or every fighter looks like that. And we know this. Don't be fooled by the skinny guy that looks like he can't do anything versus the bodybuilding guy, because that's not how it works, isn't it? But we know Askren's pedigree. We are aware of it. You cannot deny it. That was just a little backstory. But at the same time, I'm not a huge fan of.
Who did you have winning going into it again?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Askren. I thought Askren would take it just because he's more used to being in that kind of situation.
We spoke about it as well. We always speak about these kind of things, but we spoke about this in depth quite a lot because we watched all the press conferences, we watched every interview. Yeah. I wanted Askren to win. I love Ben Askren. I've been talking about this guy for a long time. Yeah, I think it was a bit unlucky what happened to him. If the Masvidal fight went different, he probably would have got a title fight next. Who knows? He might have been champ. We do not know. Yeah. But when you put someone, forget the layoff, forget the hip replacement surgery, forget being on the couch, being out, not physically in looking, like an animal, being tip-top condition, etc. Someone with this striking ability of Ben Askren, who has shown it throughout his whole career, isn't the highest. Yeah. And you're putting him in a specific rule set, in a ring with someone who's been doing it. I'm not saying Jake Paul is elite or is the best. Carry on. Yeah, no. Yam them. Jake Paul isn't, I'm not talking about is the best boxer in the world. But when you have someone who's basically fresh, clean, hasn't got anything on his mileage, basically, and has been 3 years specifically training boxing, nothing else, what else do you expect?
I get you.
People let their heart rule their head over this fight and picked Ben simply because they like Ben and hate Jake.
No. See, that's not why I picked him. Now, initially, I thought...
No, I'm not saying you did.
No, but
a lot of people did. I hope he beats him and knocks him out. You have to look at it with a grain of salt, a little bit sometimes, and realize, mate, Ben has never shown us anything with his striking. Yeah. Listen, in 90 seconds of a fight, if you're a professional fighter and a professional athlete, Ben didn't land a single strike on Jake. Is that all to do with Jake? Or is that to do with Ben? I think it's to do with both.
Yep.
And, credit cannot be taken away from Drake, but at the same time, from Drake Paul. But you have to remember that Ben isn't a striker, and he never was, and he never will be.
No, I'm sick now.
So, the narrative going in was, how tough is Jake? They were trying to prove how tough he is. Can he go into deep water? it was never going to get to deep waters because people kept saying he's taken shots from Robbie Lawler. He's been in there with Damian Maia. He's been in there with Douglas Lima. That's all and well. But when you can grapple and hold someone and take someone down, kick someone, shoot, it's okay. But when you were standing in a ring, squared circle, you and someone else in front of you, and you've only got these to use. Completely if you aren't comfortable with using these or do not have the experience in moving your feet, moving your body, moving your head in certain ways, Ben could get away with it because Ben could take you down. And once he took you down, it was a nightmare. Levels, bam, gone. And you're not getting back up. Yeah. He didn't have that. So what do you expect when you're going to be on your feet the whole time and you're hitting someone who's faster? I mean, you're striking with someone who's faster, stronger, quicker, fitter,
younger.
Younger
is a fair point.
And it's difficult. It is difficult.
Jake Paul is not an elite fighter by any measure. But Jake Paul did display some very smart boxing in there. Very smart boxing there. What did he do in those 90 seconds that we saw? Attack the body again, maybe twice or possibly 3 times. So that you focus on, okay, firstly, you have respect for his power. You're thinking, right, he's really targeting my body. He's going to go for the body next. So any, subsequent strike or any subsequent punch, because this is now boxing only, it's likely to be to the body. Now, Askren's not smart enough boxing. He's not got the mind of a boxer enough for him to say, he might not go to the body. He might go to the head. Let me just be aware of both targets. Do you understand?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to now focus on my body because he seems to be attacking it, and I don't want to lose wind too quickly because he's putting water in the basement. So what did Jake Paul do then? He basically set him up. I went 1, 2, straight down the pipe and just knocked him down. For me, in my eyes, it was a very clear, very legit knockdown. Okay? What happened afterwards was really annoying and confusing because Askren did get up, did look like he was ready to go, and a lot of people thought he's ready to go. Jake kept trying to come forward, but we're not ready to go. The ref is not ready to let Jake come and let them engage again. So he's now kind of pushing him back while he's getting a little bit longer. He probably got more than 10 seconds. He did get more than 10 seconds. But Askren's ready to go. Askren does stumble backwards into the ropes a little bit. And then when the ref says, come towards me, he does kind of wobble and he just stumbles towards the ref. And this is where it's very difficult because generally speaking, if you look at him throughout his career, but even just in the press conference and the weigh-in, that's how he walks. He walks in he's got a very strange stride. He what's the word called? He hinges at his hips a little bit, so he leans a little bit forward. He's a bit like chest heavy, if you like. And he just looks a little bit clumsy, yeah? But we didn't see what the ref saw. The ref can tell, you can tell that this is his job. This is the referee's job. From his eyes, can you tell that he's hurt? Can you see that he's not, coherent? He's no longer there. He kept reassuring the ref, I'm good to go, The ref said, no, you're not. No, you're not, man. You're not. I'm going to call the fight off. So for me, initially, it was a little bit confusing because I'm like, do you want to tell the guy, did the referee make a mistake or not? And I did have to watch it once and twice, and I think even a third time. Well, we've seen it bare times, but at that time before forming a decision. And I do think it was a legitimate knockdown. The effects of that knockdown were legitimate, and the stoppage was fair.
I don't know. I don't think it was.
You don't?
No. I think the knockdown was obviously fine. Good. Mm-hmm. Beautiful shot.
Okay.
Knocked him down.
You can say that at least.
I felt as though, I don't want to say the fix was in because I don't feel as though Ben is the type of guy to do that. Mm-hmm. But it was a little fishy to me. It was a little fishy that Ben's been stunned. I don't even know if he's been stunned before. Yeah. But the barrage he took from Robbie Lawler and managed to get up, survive and win that fight with less than 10 seconds to recover.
Yeah.
It kind of surprises me that, Jake landed a 1-2, he went down, and the referee decided, yep, that's enough.
100%.
One thing you got to understand is Ben's not a YouTuber. Ben's not a celebrity. Ben's not a musician. Ben's not a rapper. Ben's not a dancer. Ben's not a teacher. Ben is a professional athlete. If he had been knocked down several times in the first round and then you call it off, cool. First knockdown within 90 seconds and you're telling me he was not able to continue, I don't buy it. Ben was up. See, this is where I disagree with Mas. I don't think he wobbled.
Mm-hmm.
When he got up, I think it's just his natural posture and it's just the way he looks.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a clumsy guy. They call him funky for a reason.
I don't think it's because of that. He's imbalanced, even his body.
That's what I'm saying, though. He's just that kind of guy. He's not, he's not built like a Spartan. He's built like a Barton. Do you know what I mean? It's very different with Ben. He replied to the questions. The ref asked him about 3 or 4 times, are you ready to go? Can you go? Can you go? Ben said, yep. He's not going to scream in your face, yeah! This is what referees, I don't understand. When you've been knocked down and you're hurt, your instinct isn't to look at the ref and say, I'm ready to go. Some fighters do it, Mexican style. Let's go. But that's if it's a flash knockdown. If you have been buzzed or hurt, I've been buzzed or hurt in fights. I'm assuming you have, or maybe not. I don't know.
Several times.
But your instinct isn't to get back up and say, let's go, let's scream. It's not Bruce Buffer in your face.
Yeah.
It's, okay, let me focus on what I need to do. Let me recover. Let me get my breathing back in check and let me go back out. So if a referee's saying to me, are you ready? I'm not going to look at him and start screaming at him and giving him the momentum or the adrenaline I need for myself to be used there.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it within myself. Yep. Ref, I'm good to go. Let's go. Boom. Then you get back to action.
Ref is standing there. His job is to look beyond
this is
your
why
response
I agree
and
when
tell you
people
if
say,
you're ready if he's ready to go.
This is why I agree with people who say, get referees and judges who have been in there. You understand the psyche of a fighter better.
Sorry, yeah.
If you've been hurt before in your life and when you get up, you're not going to scream and shout about it. You're going to get straight on and focus on what you need to do. Then you wouldn't stop it, especially when it's such a big fight.
It's true.
People are watching.
Big fight in terms of, in
terms of sort of the audience.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily the meaningful.
It was highly anticipated. It wasn't meaningful.
Anticipated fight. Millions of people. How many people watching it? It's on Triller. You got celebrities all watching. And people tuned in to watch it regardless of what anyone says. It's very underwhelming. You give the benefit of the doubt to the fighter. Again, he's not a YouTuber. He's not a celebrity. He's not a musician. If it's one of them guys and they're wobbling all over the place, then you say, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. You wipe your hand and say he's done.
Yeah.
But it's Ben
he should have been
Askren.
given a chance. He should have been
been
given a chance. A couple of people say, well, if he was given a chance, he would have just, sustained further damage and that would have been not good for him. But he's used to it. This is what he does. He signed up for this.
Listen,
this is what he does.
Ben's whole career, if you watch it in one, you watch him in Bellator, wherever you watch him, he's always come forward and he's taken shots on his way in. Yeah. The only benefit he had in MMA was that he could take you down.
Yes.
And the same thing was going to happen in boxing. The only thing was he wasn't able to take you down. So what is going to happen? They're going to eat shots, and eventually get stopped or knocked out. It was going to happen. The only thing that Ben, I think, was in his mind that was he's going to try and drag Drake into deep waters. Drag Jake into deep waters and see what Jake did then.
He just wanted to outlast Jake.
Yeah,
and
where it went.
Yeah,
mentally, physically, etc. Yeah. One thing people need to understand is, and I do not care if I get stick for this, or people, say, oh, whatever you want to say. People don't like him for a reason. Cool. You have to give him credit.
Jake,
elite mentality.
No doubt. No doubt.
He's in tremendous shape. No matter what anybody says, he trains like a Spartan. He's in the gym consistently training, learning, grafting. He doesn't have to do. He's got so much money. Money is not an issue.
He's not doing it for money.
Think about it. He's 24 years of age and he's richer than 3/4 of the whole of boxing.
Mad.
And MMA combined, probably. Like, it's a mad lifestyle he's had. And he said to himself, you know what? I like boxing. Cool, what he says is annoying and he calls out guys, but what do you expect him to do? Do you expect him to say, all right, cool, he's already a superstar and a celebrity, he's not going to fight for peanuts?
He doesn't need to be doing it. It's true, he doesn't need to be doing it, but he is.
And if he's doing it, why is he not going to maximize what he already has?
Yeah. YouTuber versus YouTuber would get him more money, but he actually wanted to move on to a combat
Still, I don't give him the credit because I think he's tooting his horn a bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
The guys he has fought, he doesn't brag about it, but he says, I'm 3-0 now, 3 knockouts.
Joking.
Bro, you fought an Eson Gibb, a YouTuber who's never fought before. You fought Nate Robinson,
he's a
basketballer, and then you fought an MMA guy. I want to see him against actual boxers.
He needs to be against actual boxers. He does need that, but that is the next logical step for him.
Because unless he does that, like he's asking for credit and saying why people don't rate you or understand. Until you step up and actually fight people within the realm of your own sport, no one's going to understand what you do. No one's going to know how good you are, and no one's going to respect it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
We can't measure your ability and your skill based on who you've fought because you've not fought boxers. Do you understand? Go in against a boxer and prove that actually ring IQ wise, skill wise, movement wise, all of this, you are better than them. Okay? You see what I'm trying to say?
100%.
That's all you need to do. But until then, yes, I can't rate the guy too much, and he's very annoying. But you cannot take away from if he does go in there with a boxer and he wins, you can't take it away from him. You cannot take it away from him. You cannot deny him.
No matter what, anybody who gets in the ring deserves respect. You've got to be a madman to go in there and want to punch each other's heads in. Mm-hmm. For glory, guts and glory, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. He deserves the credit because he's in there and he's training and he's taking it serious. It's very easy to see, because he talks a lot and he dresses a certain type of way and his hair's yellow and whatnot. People might not like him.
I thought that was his hair colour.
It is. But I'm just saying.
What's wrong with that then, bruv?
People say it like, just take the mick out of him. And people say, he wants to be McGregor. Cool. But he's using the platform he has and people are talking about it.
He's taken McGregor's blueprint. He's taken Mayweather's blueprint. He's made his own out of it. And to be honest, if he carries on like this, he's more successful than both, bruv, potentially. Success measured through how much he's made, how many eyes he's put on the sport. Do you understand? Or in general. I'm not saying as a established fighter or a what's the other word? He's not a successful boxer or athlete or anything like that yet. But even if he is, he's more successful anyway because he's gone from his YouTube thing, which is already making him enough money and getting him enough fame and acknowledgement, to then move to turn it into this, which he says he loves doing, and his name is on everybody's lips. Love him or hate him. Now I dislike his character, but his will, his fortitude, and all these words there, you can't deny it, bruv. You can't deny it, man.
You guys should check out. I was going to tell you to watch it as well. Just before the fight, maybe a day or two ago, before the fight, he was on Impulsive, his brother's podcast, Logan Paul's podcast, and he was normal. He was very normal in that pod, in that episode, and to me, he seemed. Like I was watching it and I was like, I quite like him.
Oh, is it?
I quite like.
I want to watch it just.
And if you watch and see what he's like, he's giving Ben respect. He's giving fighters respect. Yeah. He's talking normally. He's not in that character mode. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do in combat sports.
It's not. What's the word? When you advertise.
Unfortunately,
promotion.
It's not only a sport; it's a business. We've said it many times, and you need the way you make money is by putting bums in seats or making people watch. And if you don't do that, you're not going to get paid. And what better way to do it than to talk a bit of crap? And Jake is very good at that.
He does. Actually, his trash talk was annoying. Sometimes it's very good. Sometimes it's super childish. Like, what do you mean, bully? We're not in high school. Like, some of it is really annoying, but some of it is actually like, raw. That was unnecessary. That was pretty damn bad. You get me?
Yeah. Again, he's calling for the Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah,
he's saying that fight is closer than ever. Listen, realistically, I don't see him taking on any sort of real boxing talent anytime soon.
McGregor's a good fighter.
He will take on similar guys to guys with. I think he'll move on to guys with decent boxing ability, but again, he's going to go with athletes and guys who are names.
Yep.
Guys who are going to draw money and attention. Mm-hmm. He's not going to go in there and fight a 10-0 amateur, a 10-0. Top rank fighter or a matchroom fighter who could potentially, ruin his career already. Someone with a bit of amateur record who's been in there, done it the dirty hard way kind of thing.
It's true. And if he does, and he becomes, he comes out triumphant again, then this is what I'm saying. You can't deny him. But him with McGregor is a good fight. I'll tell you why. Because we know McGregor is not a joke, man. Do you understand me? again, love him or hate him, his background is in boxing, but he's also taken the MMA world and by storm, and he's done his thing, and he's done it very, very well. But if he just reverts back to his base, which is boxing, he will finish this guy. But it will put a lot of bums on seats, a lot of eyes on the sport once again. And if somehow Jake Paul manages to beat him, unbelievable.
Superstar.
Unbelievable. And it's not impossible, but it's a big, big ask.
The thing is, though, the size difference is crazy. So I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Yeah.
Paul fights at about 190 pounds. McGregor fights at 150.
They're going to have to make him come down, man.
170
McGregor's been up to
most.
170, yeah. They can come, that's a fair point. He keeps calling him out, but I don't know what he expects to happen with it because it's not logical.
A fight people were talking about,
size.
and he's mentioned again between both of them, is Jake Paul and Tommy Fury.
Yeah,
Again.
you see that one there, that's when you think, okay, if you beat Tommy Fury's not amazing, but he's not terrible at all.
Thing is, Tommy Fury's a boxer.
Yeah,
He comes from a lineage of fighters, a lineage of boxers, a lineage of champions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's brothers with the best fighter in the world, pound for pound, one of the best heavyweights of all time.
Cousin or brother?
Half brother or brother.
Serious?
Yeah, Tyson.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Is it his brother?
Same pops, I think, different Mudge.
I always assumed they were cousins, bro.
No. That's Huey.
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
Huey Fury. They're both similar in their careers. Tommy's like 4-0, 5-0. Jake's 3-0. Both similar height. Jake's actually taller than Tommy Fury.
Crazy.
And Tommy's huge.
Tommy's
as
a
well.
tank, yeah. Tommy's a tank.
Tommy's
but then again,
got-
when you look at
Tommy's got longer arms. They're both big. They're both big.
big lads.
Both young. Tommy's 21, 22. Jake's 24. So it's like it's a good
a lot
fight.
of people are calling and once again, Tommy's saying, let's get it on.
But if Jake beats Tommy, it's a statement.
It's a
Because
statement.
Tommy's trained his whole life to be a boxer.
Yeah,
He is a boxer.
Yeah.
People might not rate his ability just yet, but you got to remember he's just started
He's
in the
unknown,
game.
man. He's unknown.
He
yet,
just started in the game. So
yeah.
let's see.
That's crazy. I'm looking forward to see where this goes for Jake Paul, because if he continues to win and just become better and better and better, I can no longer hate the guy. I can no longer hate him, or at least I can no longer deny his ability. But I also, a bit bad mind of me, but I kind of, I want to see if he is a fraud, and I want to find out. So if he gets exposed, I'm like, well, finally, innit? Part of me thinks actually I feel a bit bad for him if he does get exposed, just because he has so much belief in himself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get me? So it's going to be hard to bring him back down to reality, but it is what it is, man. Well done anyway.
Yeah, congrats.
Congrats,
And
man.
Commiserations, Ben.
Ben,
we do love you, mate.
apologize to
We
the
love
whole
you,
world,
mate.
which is,
Such
honourable of
a
him.
nice
He's such
guy,
a
bro.
lovely, annoying guy, innit? But yeah, he's sitting on a little, he's in a small heap of money, so he's not too sad about
he's
it.
cool.
You get me?
It's only a little bit, only small.
Was it 1 mil only, or was it more than that?
Can't remember.
I think it was just $1 million. Like
I know his actual fight
$1 million.
purse was
Bruv.
about-
What the hell have we?
I know his fight
Come
purse
to.
was 500k.
No way.
That alone, and then obviously with the pay-per-view buys, etc., it's probably double, triple.
It's decent amount of money. Do you understand?
It's the most he's ever
life-changing
got,
for him.
so-
Yeah, exactly. For 90 seconds of work.
You can't go wrong. And then obviously a guy who said he wouldn't mind fighting for half of that money against Jake Paul was Robert Whittaker.
Bobby Knuckles. Knuckles.
Whittaker met me on the weekend.
Kelvin Gastelum.
Kelvin Gastelum.
I mean, take off the cap so they can just. We do this every time, but you're telling me they don't look the same. But just try and make the face. Yeah, kind of. No, it's not bullied, man.
What's
Man said it's my hair bullied, like I can say anything. Guy, man. Yeah.
Take your wig off. Show them the real hair.
Imagine, you know how they put that little latex thing on and
Yeah.
then take it off and I've got a mane of hair.
Fire.
That would be dank.
What's the face though? You said make the face.
Just like make your face look like him, innit? You look a bit mean. Yeah, you stop doing this little pretty boy thing, bruv. Yeah, you look mean, bruv, because he looks mean. What's his name? Robert Whittaker took on Gastelum. Gastelum
Kelvin Gastelum.
is actually Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum, who stepped in as a replacement for who?
Darren Till.
No,
what
for Costa,
the-
for Paulo Costa. For Paulo Costa,
Sorry.
thank you. Yeah. Costa, what was wrong with him? Diarrhea or something madness.
Too much wine.
Something weird, didn't it? I
Too
can't
much
remember, but
wine.
I do want to see
I'm
him.
drunk. I had a whole bottle of wine before fight. You heard that, man.
I do want to see him soon in the cage.
Okay.
But this is a better fight because this was longer in
Longer
it's had a
overdue.
history. It was longer overdue. They did tough together, and it was meant to happen.
Did you watch that? The race. Yeah.
I knew
it was a bit better.
Come on, man. It was easy for him as well, bruv.
Yeah, but he runs in.
He lapped him.
He runs in flipping 1,000-degree heat with kangaroos.
Crazy. That's what I'm saying, bruv.
I'm a track athlete.
He's not Irish though. But yeah, you can't dislike him. You can't dislike Bobby Knuckles, innit?
I love him, man.
Robert Whittaker. He's actually very funny, very humble.
He has already got a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, of course
already.
He does. It's not recognized though.
It's crazy.
It's not recognized
because he's so nice.
He's not he's not outrageous enough for him to be super famous.
The thing is, he's quite charismatic. He just doesn't talk rubbish.
Yeah, he's just
like
nice.
He's very good with the media. He knows how to talk.
Yeah,
he can sell a fight. Sometimes he's a bit reserved, but he's very good. And bruv, his
even when he's reserved, it's entertaining.
Yeah, I like
even when he's reserved, he's entertaining.
He's always laughing. He's like,
yeah. You can't.
Who wouldn't mind taking that fight? He's just always in a good mood.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
But yeah, he met Kelvin Gastelum. I think it's 2 years overdue. They met 2019.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2019.
2019 or 2018, something like that. Oh, yeah. And they fought a very, very good fight. Some people said fight of the year potential. I don't know about that, but that's what I was reading online. And Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker won the unanimous decision.
50-45. So he won, according to all judges, every single round pretty much. Well, I think every judge scored it 50-45. Some of the rounds were indeed a little bit closer than others. Some of them were landslides, if you like. 4 out of 7 takedowns. Just really didn't let Kelvin Gastelum get into his groove, although in bursts he did. In bursts he gave Robert Whittaker low-level trouble. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Low-level trouble. But he got taken down in the first, got taken down in the second. Shocking for Robert Whittaker to be taking down Kelvin Gastelum. Shocking. But he did it. Ground control, about a minute each takedown or more sometimes. And just didn't let Kelvin do what he felt he needed to do, what he, potentially trained to do. And I'm so sorry. And took the relatively, it wasn't a comfortable W. It wasn't a comfortable, it was a convincing W. Look at his face afterwards. That's not a comfortable win. Yeah? He looked beaten up. But again, Kelvin Gastelum, look what he did to Izzy's face. Yeah? But Izzy still won that. I think Robert Whittaker's win was more convincing than Izzy's win.
Probably, yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
It was the 5th round that really got
because
Izzy's win.
Whittaker and Gastelum, although it was close, Whittaker won all 5 rounds.
Yeah.
With Izzy, it was about, you could add it 2-2, 3-1 going into the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, Gastelum won rounds against Izzy, whereas against Whittaker, although they were close.
Although they were close, it was never enough to win a round, in my opinion. Well, I guess in yours as well. And most of the referees, if not all, the judges, sorry, I always do that. And most of the judges, if not all the judges.
Yeah.
It was clearly, yes, I can acknowledge that you've done stuff, but you've just not done enough to win this round. You get me? Robert Whittaker has indeed won this round, number 1, round number 2, round number 3, round number 4, and round number 5. You just haven't done enough to beat or to win a round.
Bisping called it a masterclass. Bisping called it a masterclass.
And that's what it was. That's what it was. It was a masterclass. You done as well?
Sorry, no. A bit, yeah. You just got to look at the lineup of fighters he's fought. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the guys he's beat, the guys he's faced. And he's so heavily, I still feel he's underrated. It's weird and it's strange because he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be. He should really
No, he's massively underrated, but I think it's just because
should he be top 10 pound for pound?
I think give him Izzy first. And that will really tell us. Do you understand? But I do think eventually he'll be top 10 pound for pound. I can think of so many people that don't deserve to be on the pound for pound list that Robert Whittaker deserves to be on more than them. Do you understand? But, the Izzy rematch is what they're saying is next. He's saying he wants it next. I think Dana White confirmed that.
I think it's going to be next, to be honest. It was all up to him anyway. If he wanted the fight beforehand, he could have got it. It was just, I think, again, he wanted a few more fights in between. He wanted to build that confidence up. Yeah. And I think what's helped him a lot, and this is just my opinion, I think seeing Izzy lose has given him much more confidence going into the second fight.
I agree.
he utilized his wrestling ability and his grappling ability a lot more against Kelvin than a lot of people expected.
Mm-hmm.
Although he landed 52% of his significant strikes, which is amazing, he out-wrestled and out-grappled Kelvin. Could that be a sign or a hint? Because he said it himself, I've been working on a few things.
Yeah, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. Yeah, exactly. He hasn't seen yet. Yeah.
So I think beforehand, maybe if Izzy won the fight against Yan and stopped him or whatever, looked amazing, he might have been like, maybe. It's just a little sort of mental confidence boost for him, you know? Seeing the other guy fail kind of makes me a bit more happy and makes me a bit more easy about what I think I can do when I go in there. Mm-hmm. It could be I might just be making it up. That's just what I kind of gauged from it, because his interviews before Kelvin were in my own time, when I'm ready. I'm not calling for it, but if it happens, it happens, etc. It kind of
hunger's not really there.
Showing that he's not on it 100%. Because if you want the title fight, I want it now. Like Marvin Vittori, I can't wait for it. I need it now. But yeah, I think he's won, feels confident. He's on the back of a couple good wins. Darren Till, Jared Cannonier, and now Kelvin Gastelum.
3 solid fighters.
I was just looking at his record before since his loss before Adesanya. His last loss was against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Yeah. Since that fight, he beat Brad Tavares, beat Uriah Hall, beat Derek Brunson, beat Jacare Souza, beat Yoel Romero twice.
If Till, you don't know MMA, you still know some of these names.
Yeah, beat Till, beat Cannonier, beat Gastelum. He has been through killer after killer after killer. He was going to fight Paulo Costa.
The hitman.
He was going to take on Costa.
Yeah. Mad.
He didn't have to take on Costa. He didn't have to take on Cannonier. Probably didn't even have to take on Till. He did. Won that. Then he was going to take on Costa. Probably would have beat Costa, in my opinion. I think would
have been a very different fight.
He's a very well-rounded fight. He's got everything. Yeah. He's got everything. He's got the punch power. He's got the grappling. He's got the speed. He's got the movement.
Injuries
have mentality. Yeah, the injuries
held him back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
But that doesn't mean that I think he's just, like you said, he's needed the time after the injuries to kind of the cage time, the actual, because it's not the same as training, to prove that he can actually continue. Because you might get this mental block similar to Kell Brook with his eyes. Yeah, he might have a mental block saying, "Oh my days, I can't get touched because if I get my PTSD, hyper sensitivity, if you like, or hyper awareness of your injuries, that's all going to play a part." So he wanted to have this time in the cage. He got 5 rounds with Kelvin Gastelum.
It happens to me. I know. I'm not
chest match with Till. Yeah,
I was going to say it happens to me with my ankle, for example.
Yes.
Before I started training again, normally
aware of it,
it was always in the back of my mind. If I do this, this is going to happen. If I do this, this is going to happen. I didn't have the confidence to go out and actually do it. Remember what we say to you?
Yeah.
But I think my foot's going to do. My ankle's going to do this.
Just do it. You'll be surprised.
Done it, and I was like, oh, it's not actually that. But yeah, it's a little. I feel a few bits of pain here and there. But it's about that muscle memory. It's about the remembering that you can power through it, that you can go in it. And again, like you said, it relates to the cage.
It just getting back in the cage more than it does physically, 110%. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know where Kelvin Gastelum goes right now, to be honest. And to be honest, I do think, because I think you asked, well, what about Marvin Vittori? I'm sorry, mate. As well as you performed against Kevin Holland, who, yes, is a phenomenal fighter, absolutely phenomenal. I'm not taking anything away from him. As well as you performed against him, you're not proven, mate. You're not proven.
And to be honest,
he's like them little dogs, or the little chihuahuas that bark bear. You know, them big-eyed butters dogs. I'm gonna make bear noise because I have less to show than all the guys above me. But I won that fight. I won that title fight. Of course, you won that title fight. Of course, you won that title fight. Win or lose, you've risen in stock just because you've gone in against the champ. Do you get me? You're not going to take that belt. I doubt very much you're going to take that belt. But I mean, he's not as much of a character as he is. He's not enough of a character for him to have earned it just based on that merit. Do you understand? Based on his charisma. Nor is he on his ability or his CV, his resume.
I think, listen, he came. We were discussing last week about sort of it all depends on the landscape and the other fighters and sort of where this one falls into place and this happens, this happened. If we're looking at it just based on record on who he's fought, he doesn't really deserve a title fight.
He does not.
He needs to fight someone in the top 3,
Give him
top
Gastelum.
4.
Give him Gastelum.
And I was just about to say Gastelum would be a good fight, even though Gastelum's not top 3, top 4.
No,
It's a good fight in now to get.
It was a
give
solid
you a
fight
gauge.
between him and Whittaker. Give him that. So if you want the champ, beat the guy that just the number one contender just beat. Beat the guy that the number one
the
contender
next
just
3
beat
fights
to
I
prove
can
that you
see
can
for
be a number one
Vittori. So
contender.
I think Whittaker and Izzy's going to happen next.
Yes,
I see Vittori Gastelum happening,
That's
which
a good idea.
I'm happy with.
Mhm.
Vittori Till, run it back.
Mhm.
Winner of that is the next in 9.
Yeah.
Or Vittori Costa.
Wow,
I like Vittori
that's an
Costa.
interesting fight. That's an interesting
2 absolute HGH
They must be
oil
fasting,
oil
oil drinking.
oil drinking machines.
Yeah.
Small-headed, huge body animals. Actually, big-headed, just everything.
Costa's
Just
got huge
animals, both thick and powerful.
They are.
Similar
They're
styles.
really like. You know them? Have you seen that that video of some Oriental guy throwing in that cable into the machine and it just splits?
Yeah.
It's just compare like a normal headphone cable or a charger cable. That's a normal guy to these fat giant industrial cables. It's like that. They just look different physically and built different.
I'm built different.
You get me? Yeah, it's like that. They're very, very.
Bro, they're
Different.
thick
They're
dudes, bro.
different, innit?
Like Joe and Brendan Schwab.
Schwab.
Brendan Schwabi says, what did they say?
Thick boy club.
Thick, dude. Yeah, thick.
Thick,
He's thick, man.
But yeah, that would be a good fight.
That boy's juiced.
Looking forward to see where that goes, man. Next week we've got Kamaru Usman taking on Masvidal once again, or Masvidal taking on Usman once again for the second time. Once again for the second time, you know what I mean? So he's got another title shot. I don't think he deserves the title shot, but he does deserve a second chance against the champion because last time's, the circumstances were very, very different. It was, how long did he have? A week's notice? His notice.
I think less than that, 5 maybe.
Something like that. So
Whatever
it's
it was,
not
it was crazy
sufficient.
notice,
So,
yeah.
Let's see how that goes. I do think that Usman is disciplined enough to just do exactly the same thing again. He's got the blueprint in it.
I think he's gonna want to make a statement though.
With his new striking,
I don't think he's
going
gonna go for the same
You reckon?
tactics. Yeah,
He wants to just put a seal on it.
I think he's gonna go out and try and do what he did with Kobe.
Could that be a mistake?
It could, because Masvidal's a very good striker.
Exactly.
Masvidal's very good, but
Exactly.
I think Kamaru's.
I don't think he wants to risk it. I think he's too disciplined to
Kamaru's.
risk
I was about to say, he's too smart and too disciplined. If it's not working, I think he'll revert to type. Because he's got Trevor Whitman in the corner now, and Trevor's not going to play games.
Amazing, yeah. Trevor Whitman's going to improve his striking, as we've already seen he has done against his flipping cousin. What's his name?
His cousin.
The guy he fought last, man.
Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns. I'm so
His
bad.
cousin.
You know this. Cousin says a stablemate, innit? Former
friends.
cousin.
Former
Yeah?
cousin.
But he look at his striking, the improvement in his striking from then to going into that fight, unbelievable. More time with Trevor Whitman, more time training, less time, just more time training. He can only get better. You get me? He's flipping. He's just absolutely. He's almost flawless in his performances now.
He's very
Even
good.
when he gets rocked, it's just like he just eats them up.
Yeah.
He just eats them up. It's crazy. But looking forward to that fight. I do think Usman takes it once again. If Masvidal wins, I'm not mad, but I just think there are more people that deserved it on paper to take the rematch. But he won, so he deserved it.
Yeah, 100%.
And if he loses convincingly again, 5 rounds to 0, then please just sit down. Just please settle your skin cells and relax for a little bit. Get me? But yeah, anything
excited.
you want to add?
No, just excuse me. Big night of fights next week. I'm excited. We've got Shevchenko and Andrade on the undercard. We've also got Weili Zhang and Rose Namajunas. Third Rose. So it's going to be a good, very, very good card. I'm excited for it. Cannot wait.
Absolutely, guys.
Oh, just before I go, sorry.
Yeah.
Little message, yeah? To all you football owners out there, yeah? You club owners. European Super League. Do not ruin our sport. Do not ruin our sport. It's all for money.
This is where I switch
That's
off.
all you're doing. It's all for money. Do not ruin our beloved sport. It's going to mess up the game. There's teams who cannot afford to survive right now because of the pandemic, because of what's going on. Teams are ready to fold. Call it a day, pack it in. And you owners out there, you rich, you know what I mean? You know what you're doing and you're playing the game and you're being smart and you're going to ruin the game we love. Do not do it.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do what you just said you're doing.
Whatever it is that you're
We
doing.
don't need an explanation because this is only for people who give a damn about football. I don't. I'm sure they know what you're talking about. It doesn't need any context. I've been Fat Mouse. This has been episode 44. Foudy foul. Foul. What you do? Subscribe, guys. Like the video. Do subscribe. Now. Do it now. Yeah? And yeah, guys, for those of you, once again, observing the holy month of Ramadan, stay strong, brothers and sisters. And for those of you who are not, understand that it's not as difficult as it seems, but you have to rate us still, because for some people, it is quite difficult. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just contradicted myself. For me, I'm speaking, selfishly on my part, that I don't find it particularly difficult. One guy did say, bruv, look at the size of you. You got so much reserves. Of course you don't get hungry. That's a fair point.
I feel it's just the opposite, though. Should be the opposite.
No, it's because I'm used to eating, but I can go without for longer than the average human can go without. You get me? I've got plenty of gas in the tank.
Like, comment, and don't forget to schwar it.
Like it?
Schwar it.
You better schwar it with all your man them.
Because not only we're the best podcast, we're the best
This guy's so stupid, man.
around. No one's gonna ever.
All right, guys.
Guys, I've been Cash with a K.
Next week. More desserts to come, more fights to talk about, and more peace, more love, more acceptance of each other. Let's just be happy. What am I talking about? All right, cool. I'm out.